I'm a huge fan of quesadillas, but they're not always the best for you. So this is a really, really great way to make them a little bit better for you and get delicious dark leafy greens. These quesadillas with collard greens and white beans don't take any time to prepare. You can also use any leftover greens you happen to have on hand, and they're a really delicious, satisfying meal. So let's start with the collard greens. I have a pan heating on medium here. I'm going to add to that 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Give it a nice swirl. Add 1 shallot, thinly sliced. We'll cook these shallots until they're just tender, slightly caramelized around the edges, about 6 minutes. Give it a good seasoning of salt and a stir. My shallots are caramelized around the edges. This started out as about 1.5 pounds of collard greens. I removed the rib. This is going to help them cook really quickly. So add these and 1/2 cup of water. More salt. Give it a good stir. Make sure everything's nicely coated here. And then cover it and let it steam until the greens are just tender but still bright green, which will be about 8 to 10 minutes. Let's check the greens here. It's been about 10 minutes. So add the beans. This is 1.5 cups cooked white beans. You can either use canned or homemade. So the beans are going to add a nice amount of protein, fiber, flavor, just overall heartiness. And anytime I'm using white beans, I love black pepper. It's such a great combination. Lots of pepper. All right, this looks wonderful. So set this aside while we work on the tortilla. So I have 2 flour tortillas here, about 8 inches. And I always like to pre-toast them before they actually hit the pan. And this just helps make a really nice, crunchy quesadilla. Kind of the secret to quesadilla making. If you don't have a gas range, you can also use a broiler. Now, you don't want them to get too dry, just crisped up slightly. You can see when they start to bubble like that, they're in good shape. To assemble, keep the heat on medium. I've had this cast iron preheating. I love cast iron for quesadilla makery because the heat is distributed nice and evenly. You get a really nice toast on both sides. So heat your pan to medium. We'll add 1 of our toasted guys. I'm going to use some cheddar cheese here. You could really use any sort of cheese you like. So we're shooting for about 1/2 cup of cheese per tortilla. We'll add our greens mixture. So this mixture yields enough for about 4 portions. So just kind of eyeball it. Pick out about 1/4 of it. That's all you need. Top that onto your quesadilla. And we'll add the rest of our cheese. Delicious, delicious. There we go. About 1/4 cup more cheese here, topped with our other tortilla. Already smelling great. And we'll just kind of press this. Cook this for about 3 minutes per side, just until everything's nice and melted and holding together. So it's been about 3 minutes. I can see the cheese on the outside is nice and melty. Flip it over carefully. Gorgeous. Just press it down slightly just to make sure it adheres. So it's been about another 2 to 3 minutes. You can sort of peek at the bottom and see what's going on. So transfer it to a cutting board. Cut this into wedges like so. Looks great. Transfer it to a plate. This looks so good. Can't wait to try it. Yum, yum. Last touch, finishing touch, a little dash of freshness. Let's add tomato. Salsa, you could really use any salsa here you wanted. You could use tomato, anything that you'd like. It's just a nice sort of fresh hit to have with this really hearty, delicious meal. All right, let's try. I think I might just cut this one a little bit smaller. Ambitious with the quarters there. All right. Totally delicious and the perfect quesadilla healthy upgrade.